You are welcome to the Maths for Maths video channel. Question number 3 of the paper 2 of the model paper we are discussing is a graph question that is under the theme algebra. Here an incomplete value table is given. We have to fill the table. We have to find the value of y when x is minus 1. That is, complete the value table and draw the graph of the function. So after that we have to draw the graph, and using the graph we have to find the minimum value and the one range and the roots of the equation. So we'll see how to draw the graph. Before you draw the graph, we have to complete the value table. We have to find the value of y when x is minus 1. So it is minus 4. How do you get it? The function is given. So using that function, we can substitute the value of x, that is minus 1. Then you can simplify it. The function is x squared plus 2x minus 3. When x is minus 1, minus 1 is squared, that is plus 1, plus 1, and here minus 1 times 2 is minus 2, minus 2 minus 3 is minus 5, minus 5 plus 1 is minus 4. Therefore, the value of y when x is minus 1 is minus 4. Now, we have to draw the graph. Before you draw the graph, we have to prepare the pair of axes, x-axis and y-axis. Here, we have to take more space for left hand side of x-axis because more values are there, and again the upper part of the y-axis also will be little bit greater than the lower part. So now this is the pair of axes, and on this pair of axes on this grid or the coordinate plane, we can plot the points like this using the value table. That is minus 4, 5. This is minus 3, 0. This is minus 2, minus 3. This is minus 1, minus 4. This is 0, minus 3. This is, no, this is yes, 0, minus 3. This is 1, 0, and this is 2, 5. So values of y is here, changes like minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. Values of x will be like this. Y will be like this: minus 5 here, 0 here, minus 3 here, minus 4 here, and again here minus 3, here 0, and here 5. So that means the coordinates of the points, those are given in the value table, and using those values we plotted the points on the coordinate plane, and we have to join these points smoothly to make only one smooth curve. That is like this. So it should be a single curve, single line, and it should be smooth, and it should be symmetrical. The one part of the curve and the other part of the curve must be coincide. If you fold along one line, that line is called the line of symmetry. Anyway, using this graph, we can find the answers for the questions asked. The first one is find the minimum value of the function. Function is the value of y. In the equation, the y equals to a quadratic expression including x. That part is y, that is equal to the function. So if you have asked to find the value of a function, always we have to find the corresponding value of y. So here value of y is -4, so that is the minimum value of the function. So we have to write it like this: minimum value of the function is -4. No need of writing y equals -4, because minimum value of function means y. So no need of write y again, therefore it is sufficient to write only the -4. So that is the answer for the first one. The second part is we have to find the range of value of x when the value of function is less than 2. So to find this one, first of all, it is better to draw the margin, that is y equals to. We have drawn it using a dotted line. So that is the margin which the value of y or the function is 2, and there are 2 points of intersection by this dotted line. We have to find the value of range of values of when x when the value of the function is less than 2. Now on this line the value of function is equal to 2, and the above part is greater than 2 and the below part is less than 2. So the corresponding value of x to this value, this y value, is minus 3.4, and the other one margin is plus 1.4. Between these two values only the y value lies on this part of the second part of the lower part of the graph. Therefore, when y is less than 2, the value of x must be between the values of minus 3.4 and plus 1.4. Therefore, the range you have to write like it should be greater than minus 3.4 and less than plus 1.4. So it is x must be greater than 3.4 minus 3.4 and less than 1.4. You have to write it like this: minus 3.4 less than x less than 1.4. So this is how we have to find the range. Now we drew the margin line, that is y equals to the values above the line are for y equals y greater than 2, and the values below this line is y is less than 2. So the limits are minus 3.4 and 1.4 for x. So the between these two values the graph is under the line x y equals 2. Therefore the values between these two must we have to take as the range of values of x when y the value of y is less than 2. If you have asked to find the range of values of x when value of y is greater than 2, you have to take the values excluded this part. That type of question won't be asked using this type of graphs. Only the values of when values of y is less than 2 is the most suitable way of asking the question. So the answer is cleared, so you can decide, you can understand what we have to do. We have to take the values of x in between. We have to take the values of x in between this margin and this margin. Then only the graph would be uh, the part of the graph which is the value of y is less than 2 is shown. Okay. Now the third part is to find the roots of the equation of x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals 0. In our initial equation which we used to draw the graph, it was y equals x squared plus 2x minus 3. So that means this x squared plus 2x minus 3 is same as y. So this y equals 0. Y equals 0 is this line x-axis. X-axis, the equation of the x-axis y equals 0. So you to find the roots of this equation, we have to find the values of x of the points which are points of intersection of the graph and the x-axis, or graph and the line y equals 0. The common points for those two curves are minus 3 and plus 1. So the roots of the equation of this one must be x equals minus 3 or plus 1. So we have taken like this. Now in the equation it gives y equals 0. So we have to find the values of x when y equals 0. So the graphs and y equals 0, those two graphs intersect at minus 3 and plus 1. Therefore, the roots or the values of x for common for both the curves should be minus 3 and plus 1. The roots are minus 3 and plus 1. Now, these are the questions asked to find the answers to the answers using the graph. In this question, we hope to discuss some additional facts which will be useful for answer the questions related to graphs. That is, in this question, that type of questions are not asked, but in other questions, that part will be asked. So we will see what we are going to explain to you. That is, now the expression or the function is given as y equal x squared plus 2x minus 3. Now we can convert this quadratic expression, which is in the right hand side of the equation, to the form of x plus a whole thing squared plus b. That means square of a binomial plus one constant. Using if you convert the given function to that form without drawing the graph, we can find some important value of the graph. We will see how to convert this one into the form of y equals x plus a whole thing squared plus b. So here x squared plus 2x minus 3 is there as the terms of the quadratic expression. Now when you take only x squared plus 2x to make a complete square, we have to add the square of the coefficient of the middle term or the second term, 2x. That is, the half of 2 is 1, square of 1 is 1. When you add 1 to this part, those three terms will be a square of a binomial. And if we have added 1 to the right hand side, to balance it, we have to subtract that amount, then only the previous expression and the new expression would be equal. So then as the as the result of completing squares, we can write this expression as x squared plus 2x plus 1 minus 3 minus 1. Now these first three terms of the right hand side of the equation we can write as a square of a binomial, that is x plus 1 whole thing squared, and minus 3 and minus 1 we can write as minus 4. Therefore, the result will be 1 equals x plus 1 whole thing squared minus 4. That is in the form of x plus y equals x plus 2 whole thing squared plus b. X plus a is equal to x plus 1, b is equal to minus 4. Now we will see the graph. In this graph, the line of symmetry is this one. The equation of this one is x equals minus 1. In other words, we can write this one as x plus 1 equals 0. Removing this minus 1 from the right hand side, then it becomes minus 1 and plus 1 to this side. To the left hand side also x plus 1, then x plus 1 equals 0. This is also the equation of the line of symmetry. So here this part is important. Why? The x plus 1 part in the equation is same as the binomial expression of the given form of the equation, x plus 1, and here also x plus 1. Then from this relation we can understand that if the equation of the graph is given in this form, the binomial shows the line of the equation of the line of symmetry. If it is x plus 1, the equation of the line of the symmetry must be x plus 1 equals 0. Then we can make it x equals minus 1 by taking x as the subject of the equation. So x plus 1 equals 0, this part. And if the equation is in the form of y equals x plus a whole thing squared plus b, x plus a equals 0 will be the equation of the line of the symmetry. And how about this minimum value? Minimum value is minus 4. And in the equation, minus 4 is the constant. So that means if the equation is in the form of y equals x plus a whole thing squared plus b, this b in minus plus b indicates the minimum or maximum value. Whether it is minimum maximum, we will have to do something else, but here it is a minimum value. So it is equal to the value of b, that is minus 4. So if you can convert the equation of the graph is given in the form of quadratic expression to the form of square of a binomial and constant, the square of the binomial part gives the equation of the line of symmetry, and the constant gives the value of minimum value or maximum value. So this will be important. Some questions will be given to answer using this knowledge in other questions. So that is an additional part for the question. So the third question is already completed and discussed, and we will take another video to discuss the question number 4.